Hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good evening. So right now we're doing another Submit Your Squad video, and this time we have one sent in from Yusuf Kocakurt. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. This one is from YouTube. And so we do have the squad set up over here. It is a Dark Reaper Morgoth squad, and this is the lineup. We'll start with the ranged heroes first. So we have the Vixen the Stormlord. This one here freezes one of the enemies whenever we attack the Warlord. It has some attack steal and some extra damage. We have next the Alexandra here with a Life Palace that heals us. And then also we have some cleanse and some silence. We have the Grace of Rockfleet here with some random damage, some attack boosts, and some extra attacks. On the melee side, we have the Arthur Frostblade here with the Khalid Bolg, which gives us the ability to freeze once we have the Arthur Frostblade attack. A little bit of a health boost. And then next we have the Eric the Grey. This one will give extra attack to our heroes whenever he's attacked. He also has some attack steal and some health gain whenever an enemy dies. Next we have the Scrap the King of Garbage here with some attack steal once an enemy dies, extra attack, and some extra damage. We have the Ariok Nemesis weapon with some bleed whenever an enemy appears, along with some attack steal whenever a hero attacks. We have a little bit of invulnerability going on here, so that's kind of nice. Finally, we have the Deadlord here. This one has some extra zombies when he comes on play. We have the Transform skill into a zombie whenever he attacks a melee enemy. It also gets an attack boost at the end for every zombie. So right off the top of my head, just some early thoughts. We do have some abilities to do some extra damage. Starting with the Vixen with the freeze. We have a little bit of freeze mentioned as well with the Arthur the Frostblade here. We have a lot of strong melee heroes, particularly with the Deadlord with the high stats. We have the Ariok with the invulnerability. And then we also have some high block as well with the Eric the Grey. It was mentioned with the Morgoth. I think we might actually try Ogre as well after this, but let's start off with what they had originally requested. So we will head into the battles, heading over to Brawl, and then we'll check out the records and see what we get. All right, so let's hop right in. Okay, so they are using a Morgoth skin as well. We have the Shaolin here with an attack boost to the enemies, along with when he dies, he deals damage to one of our heroes. I'm going to start with, let's see, we don't want to destroy him quite yet as the damage is going to be pretty big. So let's go with the Arthur Frostblade here on E3. We're summoning that Khalid Bolg, and that will allow us to get an attack boost and also get these charges. We have next the Mina the Helsing. She will deal extra damage to our Warlord whenever one of our heroes attacks. We do want to find a way to stop her. We can also take advantage of our freeze, so let's do that. I'm going to go with the Vixen next here on a 1. You can see we're taking a little bit of damage. We're freezing and stopping some damage from happening here on lane D. Okay, let's see. We have the Groot Silent Guardian here on A4 with some silence to stop our Vixen. We're going to use our damage skill to actually get rid of both of these heroes. And then they still have their own damage skill, but that is okay. We can actually go with another melee hero just to block. Probably actually want to go with the Alexandra here on P1, just to get another target to draw away damage from the Shaolin. Actually, both of these heroes not destroyed because just enough health. Okay, we have our damage skill happening to us. Let's see here. We have the Frost Snow Queen freezing one of our heroes. Also a health boost at the beginning of the next turn. These are going to be destroyed. I'm going to go next with the... It's going to make more sense. Let's actually go with the... I need to leave these melee spots open because of the Soul Blinders for next turn. So in this case, I'm actually just going to go with the Ariok here on A2. And see some damage over to one of our heroes. And we did unfortunately take lethal just because of the Aphrodite here on A6. Kind of a bummer. Alright, well, we keep on going. Oop, there we go. Okay, they have the Aharon's God's Will. He has some phantom attack and also can steal some attack. I'm going to go with, again, the Arthur Frostblade in order to actually stop the phantom attack. Okay, we'll take a little bit of damage, and that's okay. We want to stop this phantom attack from clearing out our heroes. We actually don't mind the attack steal because of, again, that Dark Reaper skill with the extra damage to our heroes. Wonder if, let's see, got that over there. We do have the Poison Floss with some extra summons and some health boost. Go with the Ariok here just to block. Okay, see some attack steal happening, that's okay. Okay, at this point we are going to do our damage skill. This Shadow Shamuna here does have this shard that allows her to get Mental Shield. Probably going to have to silence this for the time being, but we need to wait for the Aharon to be destroyed. So for the time, let's see here. We can still trigger off this phantom attack, so let's actually go with the Eric here on D2. All our heroes are not destroyed, which is unfortunate. We do have some extra attack on our Ariok Nemesis weapon, though. Okay, still letting the attack steal happen, still letting the bleeding happen. Okay, need to wait one more turn. We have the Grace of Rockfleet here with some extra random damage. It does have a lot of bleeding, which is really nice. Going to go, let's see. Love that going on. Yeah, this will be good. Let's actually go with the Alexandria next here on A1. Okay, we're just going to silence the Shadow Shamuna. We are going to see some bleeding happen again. And that actually was good that we stopped the Grace because of the 7 extra attacks coming. We're going to go next with our Soulbinders, and then we'll follow up as well with... what's going to make the most amount of sense? No, we'll go with the Grace here on E1. They do have their own Ariok as well, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, they go with their own Soulbinders. Okay, our own Soulbinders are still around as well. We have the Madame Agni transforming our wounded heroes, except buildings, into crystals. Let's see here. Still want to trigger off the Soulbinders, so let's go with the Alexandria. We'll heal a little bit, but we did actually take some bleeding, and we are going to be taking lethal at this point just because of the open lanes here. Okay, well, let's keep going. Okay, we're facing an Ogre this time, that's cool. They do have that silence skill as their second skill, so we need to get around that. We can start with either heroes with high health, so that even if they're silenced, they'll still have their skills, or we can have heroes that may not get silenced just because of their low attack. So I guess we'll start with the Eric the Grey here on D2.
Whoa!
Okay, they have the Scrap the King of Garbage here with some attack steal. Don't need to get rid of him now. We do have the option to get rid of him though, so let's actually just do that. So we'll go with the Deadlord here on C2 and see the transform skill, getting rid of the scrap. Okay, next we do have the Yoster the Dawnglow here with some damage to, well, damage at the beginning of the turn for their heroes, also the ability to silence our male heroes. Not really too concerned about her, although she does have the silence skill, we still have our damage skill over here. Let's actually do that. We'll go with the Vixen here on A1, just better on our damage. We did force a silence, so that's good.
Yeah!
Okay, next we had the Dragar here with an attack boost for every hero on the board. We're going to go with our damage skill, and then we'll also go with the scrap here on D3 just for some damage over the Warlord. Okay, they have their own Deadlord, which ends up transforming their own scrap, ironically. Alright, at this point, they do have their own Deadlord. Let's go with the Soulbinders. And then we'll go with the Grace of Rockfleet here on A2, hopefully clearing out all of these heroes. Okay, we have done that. We have finally triggered off the stones. Okay, and it looks like our Grace has 7 extra attacks. We'll still summon a hero here on the 1, just to clear out the York. And our Grace was destroyed by the York's damage skill, but we do have our Soulbinders still. And we can also take advantage of the number of heroes coming from the Deadlord. We'll go with the scrap here on A3. And there we go. Alright, winning in Brawl 1 time is good. Alright, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so we are starting first this time. Once again, we'll start with the hero with high health in order to actually play around the Morgoth skill. And we'll go here on D1.
Whoa!
Wait a sec, that wasn't D1, that was D3. Alright, so they have the Freddy Lord of Terror. When he dies, he possesses one of our heroes, and so we want to get around that. We can either go with the Alexandria to silence, or we can go with the Deadlord, and I think we're probably going to go with the Deadlord instead, just to clear out these buildings. Also get some blockers, and then also trigger off the damage skill off on these heroes if needed. Okay, we have the Dominus the Swarm King with some extra adjacent damage and some health boosts. We're going to look to clear him out using the... Well, we're just going to go for silence for the Alexandria. And, well, we'll wait for some damage to be drawn out. And see all of our heroes clear up, that's fine. We're going to go with the damage skill against the Grace of Rockfleet. Then we'll also go next with the... This will be fine. We'll go with the Ariok Nemesis weapon here on A3. Okay, they had the Kabos Wasteland Lord with some block to their Warlord for a couple turns. Also has block. He does have bleeding, so that's good. We don't need to go with our Soulbinders yet because there's nothing to destroy other than this hero. And actually just think about what's going to make sense here. We do need our range hero for actually next turn once we force their own Soulbinders. So for the time being, let's go with some... I guess this is fine. We'll go with the Arthur Frostblade just to freeze this here. Also get this Khalid Bolt, which will allow us to give us some attack boost for later. Alright, so we did force the Soulbinder, so that's good. They actually did get rid of our Ariok with the range hero Alexandria attacking. We'll go with the Soulbinders now, and then we'll also go with... We're actually going to go with the Alexandria here on A1, just to get another summoner on the board, and also draw away the Soulbinder damage. Okay, another Dominus. We'll go with the Grace of Rockfleet this time. Okay, clearing out the rest of these heroes and these buildings.
Whoa!
Okay, we got a little bit of curse going on to our heroes from the Freddy. He will be actually destroyed with the Alexandria Silence, so we don't have to worry about that. And let's just go with another attacker here. We'll go with the scrap here on D3. And actually with the 7 extra attacks. There we go. My pen is running out of ink. Right, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, we're facing a Spider Queen this time. She's going first. And they go pretty strong with the York here with the damage skill and also the attack boost. We'll clear this out with the Alexandria here on A1. I can see the silence also stopping that reborn. Okay, we forced the poison skill. Let's see here next. Right, so they do have that kill all wounded heroes skill, and that's going to be kind of tough. We also are facing the Saharan with the Phantom attack, and that's also going to deal some damage to us. We're going to go with, let's see, we'll go with the Ariok Nemesis weapon here on C3 just to block. Also, we didn't force the bleeding, but we at least can stop some damage. Okay, let's see. Is anything on him? Nope. Okay, we're gonna go with the damage skill. And then we'll also go with... It's gonna make the most amount of sense. Let's actually go with the Eric the Grey here on C2. We don't want our Eric destroyed, and we actually do want the ability to have this attack still happen. You can see the bleeding from the Ariok is clearing out some heroes, so that's good. We'll go next with the... We have this little life palace coming out from the Alexandria, that's cool. Let's go with the Vixen here on C1, just to start dealing some extra damage. Okay, we have the Groot Silent Guardian with the silenced, so actually this Ariok no longer has invulnerability. That is okay. We'll go next with the Arthur Frostblade here on E3. And we don't need our Soulbinders yet, as these heroes aren't too worrisome. At this point, let's see here. Okay, at this point we will go with the Soulbinders. Even though we get 2 instead of 3, this is okay. We'll have enough damage to actually be able to clear out all of these heroes. Yeah. So we'll go with the Grace here on A1. Soulbinders going in. And then the other Soulbinders being triggered by the Silenced Vixen. Okay, another Aharon's God's Will. Let's see. No 7 extra attacks, but we can... Let's see. Oh, you know, we can stop him with another Vixen. We'll go here on D1. Okay, a little bit of negative attack, and that is okay. We did force the kill on wounded skill. We also forced the witches. Okay, let's see here. These witches, they do not die at the end of the turn. We just need to clear these out. Let's go with the... No, we're going to go here with the scrap on C3. The attack steal after the damage behind should be enough to clear out the Dominus. Now you see the extra attack steal as well. Okay, we have some damage from the Vixen happening at the beginning of the turn. That's cool. We're blocked by the Yoster, the Dawnglow, because of their flight. We're going to go get rid of her using the Alexandria here on C1. So we do have some cleanse at the end of the turn. Okay, we have our damage at the beginning of the turn, which is good. We'll go with the Grace of Rockfleet here on A1. And there we go. My pen. Right, yeah, that was fun. All right, let's do a couple more battles. I'm going to try it now, this time with Ogre, and see what happens. So let's go back to there. Going to head over to the Son of Woods side, and then add those heroes. Okay, where are they? Whole bunch of filtering right now. We have scrap. Eric. I should have wrote this down. All right, we have our Arthur Frostblade. Grace Rockfleet. Have the Vixen. Oh, we had an Ariok there. I remember that. Okay. Just gotta do a little bit of organizing the Alexandria as well. And there was one more melee hero. Which one was it? I just played with this 5 minutes ago. All right, still looking. My goodness, I could just look around. Here. That makes sense. Oh, it was the Deadlord, and that's what happened. All right. Oh, I do have the Deadlord. Okay. All right, so let's head back into Brawl, and then let's see how this goes. Alright, so we're facing a Morgoth this time around. We do have our own silence skill, so we can play around against some of their heroes, but we're at a little bit of a disadvantage because they have those soul binders. So let's take advantage of our Ariok Nemesis weapon here on B3.
Whoa!
Okay, we have the Shaolin with the random damage once he dies. Let's go with... We'll clear out these buildings for now. Okay, and eventually this Shaolin will die from the bleeding. Okay, I don't need to actually destroy this in combat because again, this hero is actually already marked for damage. We're gonna go next with the... let's see. So they are gonna be having that. Let's go with the scrap here, or not the scrap, the Eric the Grey here on B3. Okay, so they did their damage skill, which isn't gonna affect our Eric the Grey that much, but that will actually get rid of our Ariok. Okay, and we're gonna go with our heal skill. I'm not too concerned about the Dominus for now. We're going to continue and go with the Vixen here on D1. Okay, we have some damage happening at the beginning of the next turn. We'll go next with... the Arthur Frostblade here on D3, just to help defend our Vixen, and then also get the freeze that we need. Alright, we do have the Soul Binders. Okay, and it was unfortunate that our Vixen just was destroyed because now we have to face the Harn with the Phantom Attack. Let's see, we're going to go with the Silence skill to actually stop these heroes, and then we'll go with the stones that we have to heal. Oh, these heroes will still be able to attack. Oh boy, that's not good. Alright, still might be able to do this. Oh, because we don't have the extra caliber. Okay, yeah. So at this point, we actually are going to see all of our heroes being destroyed. And do we have that cleanse as well? Oh boy. All right, so unfortunately, we will be taking the lethal here. If we didn't actually silence, we probably would have been better off. Oddly enough. Right, that is fine. Let's keep going. Alright, so they are starting first this time. They have the Blair here, which will set our ranged health of our heroes to 5, and then also some mental shield skills. We will want to get rid of her as soon as possible, otherwise that mental shield skill will add up. So we're going to go with our healing skill for now. And I guess we'll go with the Vixen here on D1, at least for damage.
Whoa!
Okay, we do have our damage at the beginning of the turn, so that's good. Let's see. I guess we're just gonna keep plugging for damage because our Vixen won't be destroyed at this point. We don't want to break the shield because we're going to take some damage to our heroes if that's the case. We just want to stop this for now. I'm going to stop against the Jormungand, who has the ability to freeze 2 of our heroes before he attacks. Okay, so we got some damage. That is all right. We'll go with the Silent skill, and it does not trigger off the Blair damage, so that's good. Let's see. Really wish we had the Arthur Frostblade now in order to actually boost this Vixen, but I think this should still be okay. Let's go with... yeah, we'll go with the Grace here on D2. Alright, so we got the damage skill going. Okay, we have the Villaino Mad Genius with some negative attack to our heroes, also has some heal. Let's go... gotta find a way to clear this out. Let's actually go with the Ariok Nemesis weapon here on A3, just to block.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's not good. So they have this Char in here, which deals some extra chaos damage whenever one of our heroes are... whenever one of the enemies attack, rather. Not sure if we have anything to actually clear this out, unfortunately. Let's go with the stones just to block. And then we'll go with... these heroes' health is way too high. We'll go with the Arthur Frostblade here on B3. But they do have their soul binders, and they do have multiple range heroes, so we are most likely going to take the loss here. Alright, I will do one more battle with this Ogre and see how that goes. Alright, so we're facing a Jimmy Rockerboy. The Jimmy Rockerboy has some block runes, Rockerboys with splash, and then also setting the enemy health of our heroes to 1, except melee heroes. They do have the Tiling Dragon Dance with some extra Mushus, and we'll give an attack boost to the Tiling Dragon Dance. We're going to go with our health gain for now. And let's see. Let's go with the Grace of Rockfleet here on A1. Just to try to clear out some of these Mushus. And then we also have a little bit of protection with this building here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, so they have their own Grace of Rockfleet clearing out our heroes. I'm going to go with the Arthur Frostblade here on A3. Just to try and freeze up some heroes and then also have some kind of board. Okay, they have their Alexandria here with some Life Palace for the heal and then also the ability to silence. We're going to go with the silence skill to actually stop these heroes. And then we'll summon our... So we have some freeze over there, freeze there. So our Arthur Frostblade now will give an extra charge. And we'll only be able to freeze one hero. Might not be enough, but you gotta do something. So let's go with the Vixen here on A1. Froze the majority of the attackers, so that's good. Do have some attack steal happening because of the Vixen. Okay, we do have a lot of damage happening because of the Vixen there. I think we might actually have enough for lethal with the attack steal now. We're going to go with the scrap over here on C3, or C2 rather. And actually not enough. We're off by yay much. Oh, but our Vixen's still alive. Nice. Alright, so there we go. So that was Slacker. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's... Alright, well, we'll head back to the squad. And as mentioned, we'll just do a little review of this right now. It's a little weird because of the melee heroes. Normally, you want to have a mix of kind of 4 and 4. You could go 5 and 3 with more range. But the issue here is that I would say because the Morgoth with the Soulbinders are going to be used more often, some of these heroes actually do kind of conflict with each other. So I guess the idea is mentioned before. You kind of saw that a lot of times we are summoning melee heroes to try and block, but there's not really a lot of board clear. I think our heroes will probably need to be a little stronger. Let's see how much more the Reborn needs. Yeah, so one of the main issues is that there is no large board clear. As you can see, we'll have some individual ways to clear out heroes. The Eric the Grey does work if you have him stay on the field a couple of turns, along with, say, the Arthur Frostblade, but we never really had the chance to do that, so probably need a little bit more defense. For example, just looking around here, some things that come off the top of my head, if we just go through the factions. The Aharon's God's Will with some Phantom Attack and some Attack Steal. The Justia here with the Miss. Some Mental Shield with the Apollo. That would be good. Basically anything that can prevent other heroes from attacking. I know another one that is good is the Tengu. We're here setting the enemy attack to 1 per turn. Also, let's see. Get some freeze here with the Ondine would be kind of nice. That'd actually be kind of cool. You know, you can actually freeze as well, so that's another trigger for the Vixen. Do have a little bit of attack steal. If we could find actually additional ways to clear out heroes, that would be good. I don't know if Charon would be a good option. Could actually take advantage of some of these triggers for damage, especially here for the extra charge. For the Arthur Frostblade, the Scrap the King of Garbage, having the ability to deal damage behind again, that would be good. But yeah, it's just a little difficult to maneuver, but yeah, definitely a couple of tweaks that could be used in order to make it a little more quicker, I guess, in terms of damage. The freeze is actually good. I suppose if you could lean more into that, that would be all right as well. But you do need to be able to protect your heroes for at least a couple turns before you can get some nice combos going. So yeah, so thanks for the squad submission, Yusuf, and we will see you guys later. This is Happy Splasher, signing off.